What's up, y'all? It's your boy Greg Woodson. We're here on Set 'em Straight, where we like to set 'em straight. Not going to talk too much. Today, we're going to get into this reaction. We'll be looking at the video with Stephen A. Smith and the First Take crew, Max Kellerman, the rest of the guys. They were talking about, do the Lakers have enough to make it to the title? So let's see what they're talking about. Let's get into it.
Are LeBron and AD enough to get the Lakers to the finals? Because other teams have been making moves.
Yes, they are.
Yes,
but they'll
they
have
are,
to bring their
Stephen A.
A games in order to pull it off. You know, my position has been consistent from the standpoint that I had the Lakers going to the finals because I said those those two guys, LeBron and AD, are two of the top 5 players on the planet Earth.
True.
And if they bring their game,
Straight
they should
facts.
be able to do it. Now, the other day,
two of the best players in the world.
You saw
They
me
better
sit
get
up
to
there
the
do my
finals.
Austin Powers, all of that other stuff. Why? Because the Clippers got Marcus Morris. That's an additional defender on LeBron James. So the path to the finals seems that much more daunting.
We know who he is.
You know what? The Clippers from top to bottom, I believe an argument could be made. They're the better team. My only point is the reason why I don't have to completely deviate from my position is because it goes back to what I said from day one. Anthony Davis and LeBron James are two of the top 5 players on the planet Earth. If they bring their A game in the sport of basketball, when you have 2 superstars that play like superstars.
Hold on. LeBron, are you listening? Because you need to bring your A game. Sometimes you fade away in the big moments. Specifically when we played the Clippers. And, you know, I got the LeBron shirt on. But we played the Clippers. It was the second time we played the Clippers. At the end of the game, about 9 seconds left, you come down the court and you throw the ball into the corner to KCP. He throws it back. Now you get your shot blocked out of bounds. Come on, man. We need you to be aggressive and be ready to go win this chip for Kobe. You know what I mean? So, you know, Stephen A. Smith, he right. They need to be on their A game, but I think LeBron more needs to be on his A game because Anthony Davis is bringing it every night. So, you know, LeBron, if you listening, check in.
I'm sorry, that can be enough to get it done. There's a lot of questions about the Lakers right now because we're questioning 35 years of age, 17th year in the league, and a part of LeBron James along with a 4-headed monster in L.A., right there in L.A. with the Clippers, who could assist in guarding him. In the case of Anthony Davis, we had him right here on First Take, and we were talking about how cats were looking at him because I had guys on the Clippers say to me, we got 5 dogs. This is before they acquired Marcus Morris. We got 5 dogs. They might only have 1, okay?
No.
So that's what they were saying. But the point is,
LeBron
with all of that being said, Anthony Davis, why are they not calling him that? Because they know he's an all-world talent, but they believe they could compromise him if they get physical with him, which brings us back to my original point. If he plays like an all-world player and LeBron plays like an all-world player in the sport of basketball, that should be enough to get you to the finals.
Stephen A. been right lately, you know? I ain't been disagreeing with him too much.
Can we talk about the Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Chicago Bulls for a second?
Kellerman. Why are we talking about the Bulls?
Let me tell you why.
We're talking about the Lakers.
Let me tell you why it's not going to be enough for the Lakers this year. Because as much as people, and we're talking to one of the all-time greats right here in Isaiah Thomas, as much as people always try to make it about the point guard and the big in the NBA and throughout history, what brings you success, the most success any team has ever had is the Chicago Bulls Jordan Pippen dynasty. And when you look at that dynasty, it was 2 attack dogs, perimeter guys who could defend and score, who could shoot and take it to the hole, who had an overall game. 2 of them, 6'6", 6'8". That is the formula. So you can tell me about Patrick Beverley, who's tremendous. Love Patrick Beverley. Lou Williams, when you talk about dogs, he's a dog on offense. You usually think about defense. He's a dog on offense. You can talk about Doc Rivers and coaching and all these things with the Clippers.
Get to the point, Max.
But they have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Okay.
It's the closest.
Pause. Kawhi Leonard, we all know is a dog, but Paul George, what is he proving? Paul George? What has he proven? Now, I know with the Clippers and the cast of, you know, players they got, Paul George could be a good piece to that. But I mean, what has he proven in the playoffs? Has he got to the finals? I mean, come on, man. You know, you dealing with. I know you could say the same thing about Anthony Davis, but I feel like Anthony Davis is on a different level than Paul George when we talk about elite status players. So, you know, I disagree with Max right here.
The league has seen to two perimeter guys like that since Jordan and Pippen, and Kawhi elevates under pressure. He's the guy when the chips are on the line. Isaiah, you can talk about this because you were a chips on the line.
What about Steph and Clay?
The Greek freak gets shut down. Who do you want? The shot against Philadelphia gets made. Who do you want? Put him up against Kawhi.
Sometimes
the
he
chips
just
on the line.
says
It's not going to go good.
things.
Teach him, Isaiah.
And both of you are kind of right.
Thank you, Molly.
But where I see the Clippers having a really distinct advantage at is because of their identity. Their defensive identity that they've yet to develop. But at least they know exactly what they want to be. I think the Lakers are still a work in progress. They're talented enough to win. But I still think they're working.
Isaiah's a Laker hater.
I don't think that they've really solidified who they are,
hater.
what they want to be. I know they want to be champions, but when I look at the Clippers, I look at, I see a game plan in terms of.
You heard him. We want to be champs. We want to be champs. Let's go.
Behind the bench with Doc Rivers, trying to instill that mentality of toughness, defense wins championships, so forth and so on. I do believe their offense will kick in, but at the end of the day, I, like you, believe that the Clippers have the most talented roster.
Wrong.
I think the Lakers right now are still trying to find that toughness, that person.
Lakers are the 1 seed.
Bring them that type of
right
toughness.
now, February 14th,
LeBron,
Valentine's Day.
I look at AD.
Up 5 games on the Clippers.
Talent for talent.
4 games on the
Nuggets. Their toughness
Nuggets are
in
the
their
2 seed.
identity. I don't think the Lakers have really developed their identity.
That's why I like the Clippers from the beginning of the
Max,
season.
shut
Because
up.
when you try to throw it together and you have to push all your resources into the chips
Well, they
to the
both
table
doing it together.
to get AD, and you bring these new guys together, it takes like a season or two to get the details right, the role players, to figure out what you're doing. The Clippers won 48 games and then just dropped Kawhi and Paul George on the team. They won 48 games last year with Patrick Beverley and those guys, and Doc Rivers is the coach. How are you going to add the finals MVP and a guy who was in the MVP conversation to a 48-win team expect another team to win?
Let me answer that question. Here's what I think you're missing. When you look at the Los Angeles Clippers, yes, you are dropping those guys.
And my Alexa was talking.
But there's a lot for them to figure out as well, because you have 2 additional bodies that you have to appease. Now, defensively, they're going to come together. But offensively, you know what? You got to do that as well. Plus, you've got the load management issue, and you're talking about chemistry, camaraderie, all of those kind of things. You got to work that way. In the case of the Los Angeles Lakers, what you do, you dropped Anthony Davis into the mix. Yeah. It's just that simple. So it's not that complicated for them.
It's that
Here's
simple.
Where it gets complicated for the Los Angeles Lakers. When LeBron James is in a game,
let me hear
their
you, Steven.
offense is fluid and elite. LeBron James has the ball in his hands. You're running your pick and roll. Frank Vogel is accustomed to coaching that, and they look sublime. Here's the problem. The second he goes out of the game, who do you have? Which is why everybody was talking about Rajon Rondo or Schrader.
This is where I have a problem with what Stephen A is talking about. We fall apart. How do we fall apart? And we're the number 1 seed up 5 games in the West with the best record in the West right now. Simple, point blank. I know we lost to the Clippers, but come playoff time, you know LeBron is a different type of beast. And AD going to feed right off of that, and the rest of them boys too. So I don't understand how they always try to act like the Lakers are good but not good, but we're the number 1 seed. If this was the Golden State Warriors number 1 seed right now, last year or the 2-3 years before, everybody be saying, oh yeah, they the greatest team ever. Come on, man, get the Lakers some love out here. We coming this year. And I say we because I speak for the Lakers as I'm a Laker fan, but you know, I'm not being biased on this show, so I'm just trying to be critical of what they talk about, and I just don't agree with what Stephen A. Smith is saying on this particular point. Everything else, you know, to this point, I feel like he's pretty on spot with it. Let's get back into it.
to Oklahoma City, how you needed to get one of those guys. You didn't do that. Then you were praying that
Derrick Rose, because they
Derrick Rose. I'm sorry, Derrick Rose and Dennis Schrader. And then not only
Derrick
that,
Rose would have been a good
He was
pickup.
hoping to get Darren Collison. He elects not to come out of retirement.
Not sure
so
about
now what we have is a situation is with LeBron, with AD. You know who is the key guy for the Lakers? Rajon Rondo. Yeah. Because when he comes off the bench, he has to be able to give you something.
No,
yeah, true. That's what I was hoping we got was a backup point guard. All right, y'all. That was a short video, but, you know, they talked about some good stuff. At the end of the day, I think the Lakers should be able to compete for a title and win the title. They got two of the best players in the NBA, arguably the two best players in the NBA right now in the world. So, you know, if they come to play, like Stephen A. Smith said, and they bring their A game, you know, they can only beat their self. The guys were pretty spot on point, nothing too crazy today. You know, Max is always going to give us something crazy. He brought in the Bulls, and we're talking about the Lakers. But that's how they do, man. So y'all want to see more, please hit the like button. Subscribe. You got any questions, want to reach out to me, hit me in the comments. My email is setemstraightmedia, and that's setem, SETEM, straight, spelled regular, media @gmail.com. Once again, y'all like the button. I'm sorry, hit the like button, subscribe. If you feel me, you'll feel me, and we'll be back. Peace.